Okay. Dip that down, it's a lot louder than I thought it was going to be. Hi there. I did not start my timer either. That's okay. This is all... Everything is a learning experience at all times, especially the bad parts. I don't typically time shmup runs, so that's my excuse. Anyway. Today I'm going to be playing Graze Counter, just a pretty much normal difficulty run of the game. It is a game where the premise is pretty much, you do what's in the title. You let shots graze you, and that charges up your counter attack. So you graze and counter. And as kind of a weird bit of synergy with the run of tomorrow, I'm playing... There's like 16 ships in this. One of them is like a guest ship from Grand Cross Renovation, and since I'm playing that tomorrow, I'm going to play the Grand Cross ship. Yep. I don't have any Discord ping. I've got everything less set up. Let's go. But yeah, they got like tons of these collab units in here. A lot of them are like small-time VTubers and characters from other indie shmups. Eternal Sphere is the name of the developer. We're gonna play on original. I don't want to play on hard, and I don't want to play on extreme, because this is actually a little bit of an awkward ship to use. And it's a native game. You can use the shoulder buttons to angle the laser that are around. That's like the signature weapon of this thing. In this one, though, they're like strictly sticking to a button limit. So... I'm gonna stop talking now. If I could pull this off this time. Okay. I was a little off my mojo, but you want to try and get in the center of the item ring so you can pick up all three at the same time. Anyway, this aimed laser is tied to your brake mode, which you can activate when the yellow gauge on the right is filled all the way up. And you charge that by countering shots and gathering the small yellow stars. So yeah. Again, grazing, countering. It's a nice little loop. think I'm going to go ahead and take the left route. This is actually a new addition for when they made the GM version of this game. Which, like, officially, it's Grandmaster, but it actually was just a remake of the game in Game Maker instead of Shooting Game Builder. It's kind of like when they had all those DS games where they had like DS wordplay in the titles. One thing that you can do if there's not a lot of shots on the screen is you can actually graze airborne enemies to get your counter meter up. It actually does a really good job of teaching you all of this with the mission menu, where they give you a bunch of like score challenges and stuff like that. Okay. This is actually been a bit rougher so far than usual, but what can I say? I'm a sleepy boy. Fuck. That was me hitting the fucking Xbox menu button by accident. So my screen just like darkened and yeah, I've got a one of those 8BitDo SM30s, and it has the home button right below the B button. So if I'm like holding down the button too hard and roll my thumb back a little too hard, that happens. I've been trying to train myself to not do that as much, but we see how well that went. So yeah, you see how I'm like wagging the laser back and forth? You basically do that by holding shot and then moving back and forth. If you want to lock it into place, you have to hold the strafe button. I was actually a really big fan of the original version of this game. And this stage is significantly tougher than the original. A lot of the stages stayed about the same or got easier. The original stage 2 that I decided to not go with had these mostly indestructible laser rings. Now they're very destructible, and it makes that entire stage, like, so much easier. But they also gave more enemies the cube projectiles, which are a pain in the ass. Oh, well. There's actually one ship that lets you have the brake mode and the counter meter active at the same time. And I thought that sounded kind of stupid at first, and then I actually tried it, and that means that in practice, you can keep recharging your brake mode while you're already in brake mode. It's kind of busted. Okay. This mid-game rival duel thing is probably like the hardest boss fight to me. Playing casually anyway. But you have like unlimited mode and it's capped at like difficulty 999 the entire time. It gets kind of nuts. This is another of the new stages they added to the GM version. It's one of those, the boss is in the background the entire time and you keep encountering them deals. You can actually use the counter shot at 50% charge, also. Did it again. Hit the fucking Xbox button again. Ugh. By the way, this beam saber thing in its native game is just as, if not more, broken. Look forward to that tomorrow morning if you want to wake up at 8:30 in the morning Eastern Standard Time. Yeah. This game is available on the Switch. It is on Steam. It is really fun. Sometimes I suggest it to people as like a trainer shmup because like hitbox awareness is such a big part of it. Then I listened to something on YouTube and they said that you should absolutely not play this if you're a beginner, so I don't know what to say. What's important is I'm having fun, and if I can convince anybody else to pick up this game, I'll be very happy. It has a fuck ton of ships, it has like a bunch of challenge missions. They teach you little ins and outs, extra mechanics, like when you're in break mode at first, you're actually like invincible and can pass through objects. So if you're up against an enemy that uses those annoying cube shots, you can just like fly straight through them by activating counter. Oh my god, did that thing time out on me? I didn't even know it did that. And then your rival comes back, they're like, hey, we're good. Have a power-up. Unlike in real life when they steal my lunch out of their work fridge. You know, seriously, one of my favorite things in shmups is like when you see like a comrade ship, even if it's just like in a cameo or they die immediately or something. It's always nice. God damn it. Okay. This is the second to last boss. It always reminds me of the first boss from Metal Storm. The one that you can just stand under for a minute and then it kills itself. Ugh. I never noticed the buzzing sound from the saber until it got stuck on the transition screen like that. Okay, final boss. This is actually a very simple final boss in the sense that it works by copying the attacks of every prior boss. So one thing that's kind of tricky about this thing is it gets a bomb shield when you go into break mode, but if you have like a really long break mode, like how this ship is kind of a gimmick unit, ooh. Extra long break modes, the shield goes away after a certain amount of time. Yeah, that was kind of cheesy of me. Ah. There we go. Wow, I never started my timer. Yes, that's the actual. That's the actual. Whew. Go ahead and credits roll out a little bit here. There is an ending for like the main characters in this. The bonus units don't. You know, really, in this case, the timer is more just for the sake of people that are waiting for the run to end. Yeah, I've really liked this game. I saw my friend X Mortis playing it on his stream one time, and there was just something about like the look of it that I just like immediately had to have it. English translation by Hank the Bartender. So yes, that was Graze Counter GM. One of my favorite little ichi indie shmups. Really simple to pick up. I like games that are basically easy to finish normally, and then the replay value is like learning to style on it. We go ahead and put this on the intermission here. Woo! Actually, I'm going to put it back on for this last part. Last part rules. Hehehe